Good morning, you guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I was checking. I couldn't remember if I put my microphone on this morning. But good morning. I hope everybody is having an outstanding week. I hope everybody's safe. I know that we had some terrible, terrible weather in the southeast. I woke up this morning and just saw so many pictures and videos of damage that's been done. So that's super, super scary. And I hope that everybody is doing well. How is your week going? I hope it's going good. Happy Wednesday. I am in dire need of this coffee this morning. Dire need of it. But we're here to talk about something very, very specific. It's been a while since I did just a straight up review on this channel. I've been doing a lot of year-end kind of things. But it is January 9th. And I possibly think I just read my favorite book of 2024. I mean, I know, it's too early to say it. But guys, this book was so good. And I don't understand why it doesn't have a better rating on Goodreads. It only has like a 3.9 on Goodreads out of 5. And I've read through some of the bad comments. And I'm like, okay, maybe you just didn't get it. Like, that's a possibility, right? So I want more people to read this book because I thought it was outstanding. And maybe we can get the Goodreads rating up a little bit higher. But I'm talking, of course, about A Study in Drowning by Reid. I am late to the game on this one. The study in drowning enthusiasts have been talking about this book for a very long time. But I was kind of late to the party. I bought it at Christmas. Well, I got it as a gift at Christmas. And then a bunch of my library books dropped at one time, like 10. So I've been trying to slowly wade my way through those without like not getting a chance to read them before they're due back. But it had been on my shelf and I knew it was going to be a quick read for me. So I had to just take a break from chewing through my library books and read it because it is so unbelievably good. It is gothic fiction. It is dark academia. It is beautiful. Oh my gracious. There's so many quotable moments in this book. We're going to talk about it a little bit, but okay, what is A Study in Drowning even about, right? Like, title doesn't give you a whole lot. It is about a scholar named Effie. She is in the architecture college. She's the only girl in the whole architecture college. And she is having a hard time of it. I don't want to give too many things away, but she has had a bad encounter with a professor in which the professor took advantage of her. She's the only girl in the college, so the rumor mill is now a running. And she is having a really bad time of it. She didn't want to do architecture to begin with. She wanted to go to the literature college, but the literature college does not accept women in it. So it is, I'm trying to place it. They have vehicles and cars and planes and trains and pubs. So it is modern, but a little on the dystopian side, just in the world building, kind of. And I'm trying not to give too much of the book away, but there will be spoilers in this. So she loves her favorite book. I'm going to mess so many of the names in this up. Is a book by a man named Mirrodin, is his last name. And she kind of worships this guy. He has like the most popular book in the country that she lives in. His body is in the Sleeper Museum, which is a whole other thing that deals with their magic systems. And she loves this book. She's got a little bit of unreliable narrator stuff going on and that she takes sleep pills and other pills that she doesn't really specifically tell you what are for. But she's got a little bit of unreliable narrator system going on. And so she enters this competition to essentially do the architecture work on Mirrodin, the author who she worships. His son is still alive, even though he's passed. Their family home, which is on the cliffs of this very southern point of their country, called the Bottom 100. And many years ago in the Bottom 100, there was something called a drowning, which is where the water came up and washed everything away, kind of. But the people have rebuilt, and she goes to this Bottom 100 to go to Mirrodin's home and try to essentially build him a better house. When she gets there, she's shocked by the condition of his house. It is dilapidated. It is falling apart. It is in terrible, terrible condition. And Mirrodin's son gives her the willies. He is just not a vibe. Kind of weird. Dark, greasy hair, tall, skinny. Looks a little bit like a demon. Like, just, he's not it. I believe you pronounce his name Ionte. Well, there's another scholar there, she finds out, that is going through Mirrodin's letters and notes and things like that to write a novel about his life, because Mirrodin has only passed away about 6 months ago. And this scholar's name is Preston. And Effie and Preston have a little bit of a connection already, because before she did the plans for this thing, she obviously won the competition because she's there at Mirrodin's home. Before she did these plans, she had tried to check out books on Mirrodin's life story, and all of the books were checked out by a gentleman by the name of P. And then I believe it's like Halani or Helani. Something like that is how you pronounce his last name. And she is pissed. She is pissed. She actually asks around the school for this person. Does anybody know who this person is? And nobody knows who he is. Well, as soon as she gets there, he introduces himself as P. Helani, Preston Helani. And she's like, oh, the fuck. Like, you have my books, is literally what she says to him. And he's like, technically, they're library books. So a bunch of weird stuff is going on up there. Also, the main plot point of this book that she worships of Mirrodin's writing deals with the Fairy King. And the Fairy King has stolen a woman to be his bride, and the woman kind of fights back. And that's an underlying theme in this book, is women kind of fighting back against their circumstances. But it is very whimsical. It's really, really well done. I'm not going to obviously say too much more about the plot, because I want you to go and I want you to read it. But man, this book was really, really good. There's so many quotable moments. I will love you to ruination. Whose, yours, or mine. Like, it is a beautiful love story in a way, though the love story is not the main element. Like, I will say it is much more girl power based than love story based. I went into it expecting this epic love story, and it's not. It's a very quiet love story, which is great. I love it, because the world was built so well around that love story. But the love story was really the secondary kind of thing. It wasn't the main focus of the novel. And I appreciated that. For somebody who loves a good epic love story as much as I do, I appreciated the fact that it was a very quiet love, a very soft love. And there's a reason why it needed to be without giving anything away. There's a reason that Preston approached Effie's, like, their story the way that he did. And of course it goes into it in the book. But yeah, phenomenal book. Could not highly recommend it enough. and I will be shocked if it is not my favorite read of the year. If not, I'm positive it will make my top 5. 5-star plus read for me. Read the darn book. Like, that's all I can say. A Study in Drowning by Ava Reid. I know if you try to rent it at the library, it has a really long hold time. If you can't go out and buy it, just put it on hold. Wait it out. It is so very much worth any amount of hold time that the library is going to cost you. I love you guys so much. I'm super excited about this book. I'm in a little bit of a book funk, having a hard time moving on to my next book, but that's what happens when you read an outstanding book. I love you guys, though. I hope you have an amazing, amazing rest of your week, and I will see you guys on Saturday morning.